let me finish this point, because I'm gonna burn W fans, and now I'm gonna burn AEW fans too. So there's that. There's all these people for a long time who have been afraid and still are afraid. I don't know if afraid is the right word, but they don't see what I believe to be the truth, that Vince was the central problem, and it all unraveled from him and his leadership, at least on the creative side. I don't know as much about what he was like as a corporate manager, but I can see the output of his television on television every week.
We know a little bit what it was like for him as a corporate manager. He signed a lot of NDAs and then had to resign.
Yes, so there's that, and then there's what I would perceive to be the AW hardcores, who don't who I think there's people who are still rooting for AEW or WWE as if they are wrestlers, or as if they are sports teams who want to see AEW succeed from a business perspective, and it's somewhat zero sum in their view with WWE, which to a degree, yes, they definitely are competing. And those people have, and so this is sort of related to the error of Vince too, in that, like, there's a unwillingness to accept that WWE has improved in some real way, if through perception only. It doesn't matter whether or not I'm a fan of the Fiend to acknowledge that the Fiend appears to have pulled a rating on 2 Fridays ago, and the greatest sin that every wrestler, I don't know if it's the greatest, but the sin, the temptation of every wrestling promoter and pundit, including me, with my love example for All Japan in the '90s, is that we all make the argument that the type of product that would appeal to the widest possible market, just accidentally, incidentally happens to be the kind of product that I would like best. Vince has made that error, and every pundit has made that error, and every wrestling promoter in some way, I would argue, you could find making that error to some degree, including Tony Khan as well. And in the case of what I'll call the AEW hardcores, can you blame them for being so distrustful of WWE? I wouldn't necessarily blame them. They've been numbed by decades of Vince McMahon's abysmal creative, and they've been numbed by the sort of everybody pretending that the Emperor is really wearing these beautiful clothes, and nobody wants to say a critical word about him. And despite all of these, sexual misconduct allegations, and despite consecutive years of declining consumer metrics and poor content, it feels deeply like this nihilistic product that lives in a nihilistic creative universe where the characters live, and it feels like this nihilistic universe in which the business lives. And that's all changing somewhat. And it's changed since July 22nd. And it's changed a lot of things for everybody in the industry. And it's changed a lot for AEW, to prove that content matters and that creative leadership really does matter. And it really was, to some degree, just as simple as that.